Tim the Dad here, and I'm with Ted from Bezier Games. Ted, what do you got to show us here today at Origins?
We've got all sorts of great stuff. We are releasing One Night Ultimate Alien this week. Werewolves has just come out, and we're showing off Alice and Man King Ludwig and a new game called Whistle Stop.
Okay. How about you show some of the games?
I would love to. All right. So this is Werewolves. It's a hidden identity word game. The premise is that, hey, there's a village that has a werewolf problem. Now, this has happened many times before, but in this particular case, we have a very industrious mayor. The mayor has gone and found himself a magic word that if everyone in the village says it, no werewolves can get in, and no werewolves will be able to eat all the villagers there. So, that's great. Good job, Mayor. The problem is that word is so powerful, it's rendered him speechless. So he cannot tell the village what that word is. Instead, they're going to have to figure it out by asking him questions. 20 question style, yes or no type questions. He's got a nice little box full of these lovely yes or no tokens. It's a maybe token, so we can't say yes or no. And he's going to hope that the village can deduce what that word is by asking him those questions. Fortunately, he has the help of the seer. The seer knows the magic word. And you think to yourself, well, why didn't she just come out and say it? Well, because if she does, the werewolf, who's also in the village at this time, will go ahead and eat the seer right away, preventing us from being able to all say the magic word and save the village. So she can't do that. She has to be really subtle about how she helps the village figure out what that word is, so the werewolf doesn't figure out who she is. If we don't figure out the word after a certain amount of time, the player who's the werewolf is now going to be basically targeted by us. We're trying to figure out who that werewolf is that stopped us, because the werewolf, again, also knows the word, has tried to stop us from figuring out what that word is. We have an app here that actually runs. I'm going to run it through real quick to give you an idea of like how the game plays. We have our roles set up here that are in the game. All I'll do is hit play.
Everyone, close your eyes. Mayor, wake up and tap your secret role.
Now the mayor can be any role. He can be a villager, he can be a seer, he can even be a werewolf. If the mayor's a werewolf, it means he can lie about these answers he's giving to people. Now, if they figure that out by the end of the game,
let's go, Mayor. Just tap the role on the screen that matches your secret role card.
It's very impatient. If he does lie and it's too obvious, well, the village will figure out it is the werewolf. And if they don't get the word right, they can still win that way. So he has to be careful about that. Well, let's just say he's a villager.
Mayor, choose a magic word.
At this point, different numbers of words are going to come up to choose from. Now, he's going to look at this and go, which one of these do I think I can get the village to guess easier?
Well, knowing my daughter's affiliation to Disney, we got to go with Mickey Mouse.
All right, okay, we're going to go with Mickey Mouse.
Mayor, here is your magic word.
So, it reiterates to make sure that that's what he tapped.
Mayor, close your eyes. Seer, wake up and view the magic word.
So, the seer gets to see the word, of course. She's going to know what it is. Everyone else's eyes are closed at this point.
Seer, close your eyes. Werewolf, wake up and view the magic word.
If you have a lot of people, you might have two werewolves, and they also see each other as well as the word. So you could have two people working against
werewolf,
the village in this case.
Close your eyes. Everyone, wake up. You now have 4 minutes to figure out the magic word.
So, got a timer going on here. A couple little things on the screen. At this point, the mayor, say I'm the mayor, is going to be answering these questions by giving out these yes or no tokens to players. So I'll say, no, it's not that. Yes, it is this. No, it's not as big as Tim's head. You know, all those sorts of questions that they may be doing.
Now, is it kind of a free-for-all asking the questions?
Anybody can ask a question in any order.
It's not turn-based. It's just you have a question, you blurt it out?
As a catch, though, there's a limited number of tokens.
Okay.
If you run out of these yes-no tokens, you have to hit this button right here, and this is what happens then.
Oh no! You ran out of tokens. As a group, you now have 1 minute to find a werewolf.
Now, if you run out of time or tokens, the same thing happens here. At this point, everybody, including the mayor, is talking amongst themselves thinking who is the least helpful person, or who ran us out of tokens, or who ran us out of time, possibly. And of course, there's all sorts of theories. They may think the mayor did it because he wasn't being as good as he could with the answers. They may think one person did because they didn't ask enough questions. And so everyone's discussing that. Once they're all done discussing or the time is up, they decide to vote. And everyone's going to point at a different player. And whoever has the most fingers pointed at them, they turn their card over. If it's the werewolf, we still win, even though we did not figure out what the secret word was. If we don't find the werewolf, we lose. The werewolf gets away with it, and of course, he devours the village. And you know, there is no more village, of course, now. So That's what happens if we don't get the word. If we do get the word,
Congratulations! You discovered the magic word, werewolf. Turn your card face up. You now have 15 seconds to find the seer.
so at this point, whoever the werewolf is, they will actually reveal themselves, and they will be basically trying to figure out who is the person that helped the village get that word right. Who is the person who asked maybe a key question that got them, maybe sometimes, is it a Disney character or something like that
Time
got
is
them.
up. Werewolf. 3, 2, 1. Vote.
So they're going to point at someone. That person will flip over their card. If it is the seer, the werewolf wins, and we lose because we've lost the seer at that point. If it's not the seer, we still win, and the werewolf can't come into the village anymore because we know the magic word. And that's the game.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ted.
Sure thing.
All right, we're back here with Ted at the Bezier booth, and Ted is going to show us One Night Ultimate Alien.
Yep. So in One Night Ultimate Alien, it is the latest game in the One Night saga. This poor village has gone through a lot. They've had an infestation of werewolves, they've been besieged by vampires, and now they've been descended on by aliens. The aliens, of course, are up to no good, and it's up to the village to figure out who those aliens are and get them kicked out of the village. Like most one-night games, it's a secret role game. Everyone's going to get a card. They're going to have it secretly down in front of them, and there'll be a couple extra cards in the center. So what we have here, we have three different teams. We've got aliens, we've got villagers, and we have a blob. And the blob is kind of on his own team. We'll get to that in a second. The aliens are going to win if nobody figures out who the aliens are. The villagers win if they can figure out who an alien is. And of course, the blob wins if he keeps himself and anyone else he's absorbed into his blob alive at the end of the game. There's actually a couple other characters we don't have here that have different winning conditions and do different things, but it's a fun set. If you played One Night before, you'll recognize some of the things that are happening here, but we've got a whole lot of new functionality and a lot of new characters as well. One of the unique things about One Night Ultimate Alien is that the app makes the game different every time. And that's because every time you play, the app is going to go ahead and basically give you a variation on what that role can do. For instance, the Oracle is asked a question by the app. That question is different pretty much every time you play, and of course what the Oracle answers could be different as well. The aliens have a special power, etc. I'm going to run through the app here a little bit so you can get a feel for what some of those things are. I'm actually going to turn down this old timer here. So, it goes faster.
You now have 15 seconds to find the seer.
And let's go ahead and play that.
Everyone, close your eyes or wake up and answer the following question. Would you like to view all 3 center cards?
Seems like a good idea.
3 is one
yes.
too many. You may look at 2 of them. Oracle, close your eyes. Aliens, wake up and look around for other aliens. Each alien may secretly view a card from any player.
And that's different every time. Whatever.
Cow, stick out your fist. If at least one alien is directly next to the cow, one alien must tip the cow by tapping the cow's fist. Cow, put your fist away. Aliens, close your eyes.
This is the first game I've ever heard cow tipping in.
You may view one card from any odd player.
That's an odd numbered player. Everyone knows
Second,
tokens.
close your eyes. Rascal, wake up. You may view a card from any player with a number higher than yours.
Again, everyone has
If you
player
do,
numbers.
You must give that card to any player. Rascal, close your eyes. Exposer, wake up. And flip 2 of the center cards over. Exposer, close your eyes. Blob, one player on each side of you is now part of the blob. Keep them and yourself alive in order to win. There has been a ripple in the space-time continuum.
This can happen
You
sometimes.
will only have 1 minute before you have to vote. Everyone, keep your eyes closed.
So yeah, those ripples are also random. There's about 20 different types of ripples in space-time that can happen, and each of them will throw something different at you every game. So you're going to have a different experience, not just because the rolls are doing something different, because these ripples can happen, and they're going to cause different things. There's a ripple that as you go through the entire night again, even after cards have been switched and things have been seen. And if that's not that bad, then sometimes that'll happen, and one of the players will be instructed to keep their eyes open the entire night, watching what happens. And you think that might break the game, it doesn't. It's hilarious because that person cannot retain all that stuff that's going on, and they'll be accused typically of being an alien, because they make a mistake and repeating what was actually done. So like, no, that didn't happen. You must be an alien. Everyone's like, aha.
How many games have you played where you have a hidden roll, and you always have to look at it throughout the game because you forget?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So it's just amazing how much stuff goes on here. So it is, every game's different. It's a lot of fun. People are really, really excited about this. A lot of people are saying it's the best One Night since the original one, which is very high praise. And I'm all for that. That's fantastic. So yeah, people are having a great time with it.
All right, thanks a lot, Ted.
Sure thing.
If you would like to support us, you can visit patreon.com/dadvdaughter.
Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.